G'day guys, welcome to Vision RV's Nirvana 14 foot. Absolutely one of the premier vans on the market today. Incredible engineering, incredible thought has gone into all the aspects of design and engineering and material usage. Come on to the front of the van, let's get started. Kicking off with our standard drawbar. It's a nice long drawbar allowing for excellent articulation. It's 130 between the pin and the toolbox, which means that you can do near on 90-degree turns, which means this little van can get into the tightest of spaces and out of the tightest of spaces. You can also do these, if you've had a track where a tree's fallen down and you've got to do a bit of a tight turn and go on another track, you can easily maneuver. And the reason I say 130 is because the standard width of a car is about 2 meters. So that means that where the tow bar is in the center of the vehicle, you divide the car by 2, you get 1 meter. So 1 meter from here to here means that your tail lights on the back of your car aren't going to hit your toolbox. Even if you're a little bit out of shape, you're not going to be having any impact between the back of your vehicle and the toolbox. And it also does cater for some oversized trays and whatnot that people like to get on their dual cabs, where you've got your tow bar here and your canopy or your back of your tray finishes here. It still allows for that extra movement, and also the wider American trucks have enough room to be able to do full articulation as well. Obviously, we've got our hot dip gal chassis going through, also our lamination under there for even more strength. Our super versatile jockey wheel, which has 2 adjustments. One here to be able to move the shaft up and down to get you the right height to start, and then use this for the fine tuning of height after you've done that. What it also does is allows you to get the jockey wheel right up close to this cross member should you need to skull drag it out of somewhere, or you're getting it to a site where your A-frame's going to be up on a little bit of an embankment, just to be able to capture the best spot on the beach wherever you're traveling. Okay, and it stays on the van. You're not having to take it on and off all the time. Very cool. Obviously DO35 coupling on the front here, heavy duty chains. Again, these are super strong should you need to skull drag it out from somewhere. Moving forward to our toolbox, we've got a full taper on the front here, Raptor coated. Again, really good for rock protection for the van, and our apron of stone shields there. I know a lot of people these days are opting for the stone stomper curtain that goes here, but that does require the removal of the mud flaps, which means that all the rocks that get chucked out the back of the vehicle are going up in an arc and really destroying everything underneath your van. The stone shield apron across the front here does a great job, guys. Moving into the toolbox, we've got our water diaphragm, water manifold, sorry, at the front here. Water comes in through the other side, and then you can fill or drain your tanks independently. Very, very awesome bit of kit there. Jerry can holder on either side. Again, nice and easily managed there. Moving up to what I like to say is the ute bed for a caravan. All Raptor coated. You've got all your eyelet tie downs around here. You can get bike racks that go up here. This is a really, really usable space, guys. And for the people who have wagons like I do, I've got a Land Cruiser, I've got 4 kids. This is really priceless space to cart all that extra bits and bobs around. And especially firewood. You can collect it along the way, throw it up there, throw a strap over it. Very, very practical. Moving along, got your external shower on this side as well. Very, very handy. People go, why do you have an external shower on both sides? Okay, well, again, 4 kids. I live and breathe, wild children at the beach. We do a lot of beach camping, hence why this van is almost marinized with the use of stainless steel and composites, etc. But you come along, you can rinse your feet off and all that before you get onto the mat and then into your van. Very, very practical. Handy for rinsing off things, cleaning the fish down, whatever you want to do out the front. And then the offsides there, should you want to have a shower when you're out and about and there's no one around, go for it. Moving along, guys. Now what we're going to do is just start to move along the side of the van and show you where the entertainment space, or where all the action happens when you're out and about. Got the brand new Weber here, which fits nicely into your toolbox here on the front. And the reason I still like to keep a toolbox out the front and items like your Weber and a generator out the front is because of the smells that you get from a barbecue or from a generator, and you don't want them inside the living quarters of your caravan. I don't care what anyone says, but when a hot barbecue sort of heats up a little bit and you've got the fat residue in there, or you've cooked some fish on it a few days ago, if that's actually in the body of the van, there is no way that you can keep those smells from permeating through into that van. Same goes if you've got a generator on the other side there to help charge the batteries up on some average days, or run the air conditioning, whatever you want to do. It's always best to keep those items up out of the living quarters of the van, and especially the toolbox here, like I mentioned, gives you that awesome ute style top on there as well. Moving along, lovely big fridge slide. This one is a 96 litre Mike Coolman, brilliant fridge. You know, you can use them both as a fridge or one as a fridge and a freezer. Analog water gauges. I love keeping it simple. Look, that's the mechanic in me. When I'm out and about, I don't want too many gizmos or gadgets that, you know, might let us down. I want to have a really reliable experience when you're out there on the road. Digital, you know, it works, but it can play up and whatnot. So I've made sure that I've kept it very simple in the application of various items like that. We've got our switches here. Again, all really cool toggle switches. You've got white or amber lights on the outside. This also then does the different lights around the van. You've got an offside light, amber white, rear light, amber white, and you've got your work light out there at the front as well. Again, now with your sink, another little flicker mixer here. Very handy for if you have to rinse down your kitchen bench or whatnot. You've had a bit of a mess, or the kids have been around. You got two nice big pantry drawers here, all powder coated aluminium on strong dual slides there. Stainless steel Nylux hold it all together, so you're not going to have any fatigue with corrugations or whatnot. Lovely big drawers. And again, ease of putting it all away at night. Okay, very, very practical. So moving along, really good storage space here. We've left this here as a little bit of a flexible space for people to be able to you know, to work with themselves. I think I've consumed every square millimetre in the van apart from this. So this allows you to have some creativity. I've seen some incredibly clever people do some things here, like slide out coffee machines, you name it. As people put microwaves in there, whatnot. Look, it's there for you guys to have some flexibility with. It's got all stainless steel nut certs here, so you can adjust the height of these shelves or remove the shelves entirely, and it does go down further for you if you wish. I'm a big fan of the MSA gear, and it's really, really handy. So, you know, you've got all these different items, like this one's a really cool coffee set. So everything in it has a place. I'm a big fan for using bags and tubs and whatnot. This is a brilliant coffee set. Slide it out, have your coffee, put it away. Know that it's not going to vibrate or move around or whatnot. And here's an incredibly handy cutlery set and utensils set. Everything you're going to possibly need. And it all slots back in here perfectly. But where that also benefits is if you're having some rough weather and you are going to be trapped inside, and usually that's from wind or bugs, right? I love sitting under the awning in the rain. In Queensland we do anyway. Yeah, and this all slips away back in here nice and neatly. You want to take it inside, it's very easy. You don't have to sort of bundle everything up and take it inside. You just grab whatever bag you need and away you go. Also, for the more adventurous people that are saying, you know, got a canopy or something, you don't have to have multiple setups. You just come to your van, grab all your stuff out, go for a weekend in the canopy, you know, rooftop tent, whatever, and away you go. This one here has the triple burner gas on the outside. This is available in induction, is probably actually proving to be most popular now. Some handy little shelves up here for your condiments and whatnot. And again, the really practical thing about this is up she goes, done, right? When you get all these slide out the kitchens that come right out here into your living space, they're impractical. You've got to, you know, you've got your awning out and you've got to walk out into the dirt or whatever to get around your kitchen. You can't have your table all set up, and it's a nightmare to pack up and set up. But this, straight away, really easy to live with. You can still have your table and chairs underneath the awning and enjoying the shade, especially important for redheads like me. And again, like I mentioned, at the end, you know, easy to set up when you get on site, right? And also at night, it's really easy to pack up, right? because you don't want to leave an aperture of a van open, especially a food area like this. You'll end up with the ants and bugs and all sorts of things going on. If you're in the outback, you're going to end up with all the dust in there. If you're at the beach, it'll have that salty slime air that'll coat all of that if you leave it open all the time. Another big point is I'm a massive believer in not churning through or not consuming precious internal space, especially in a 14-foot van. You do not want to be creating a kitchen which goes has the bench on the inside of the shell space. Okay, I've seen these kitchens where they come up with a lid here. Well, you've already got an awning. I don't know why you need to have a lid lift up, right? And then they're consuming valuable space that I'll show you inside that we use very well. So yeah, this comes down. It's a really practical workbench. It's got the stainless steel top on it, so it's really easy to keep clean. And then again, at night, bang, locked up. Okay, and even if you're in a bit of a suspect area, it's nice to be able to lock up all of your apertures, go to bed, peace of mind that no one's going to flog anything during the middle of the night. Moving along to also just covering off a new feature with the Nirvana 14 is our remote control airbag suspension. So very, very easy to use, okay? But another one that I've really picked up on as a feature and a benefit recently is we've had some, let's say vertically challenged customers buy our vans. And when I've seen the ladies step up to the kitchen and also their kids, it's too high for them, right? So, and then with that, what you can do on site is obviously you can level up the van using the airbag suspension, but you can let the van right down. So it's a lot easier to use your kitchen space here as well. And also it's a lot easier for the shorter people amongst us and also the kids to now be able to access the fridge. Okay, so very, very practical in that sense. All right, and then away we go. Right, and we'll shut that one up as well. Happy days. And when you're ready to go, bang, straight back up with your airbags. We're ready to go. So guys, moving along a little bit further here, we've got a nice big door because we also do the footwell here. I've noticed on a lot of the hybrids recently, they've got a sort of dicky little doors because they don't put the step well in. I still like to have a nice, as big an aperture as we can to be able to get in and out of the van. But like I mentioned a second ago, it's handy to be able to reduce, lower the van height as well for getting in and out of. So you don't feel like you're on a Stairmaster all the time. Cool new screen door that we've been using. Again, clips onto the back of the van, and it's got the security screen function as well. So keeping all the bugs out, and you can also lock that at night and feel nice and secure inside with plenty of ventilation. You've got the metal mesh on the outside and then the midgy mesh on the inside. So keeping all the bugs out works brilliantly. And also it's got double seals, so seal here and a seal on the door as well. So a very, very cool door, been very popular transition to that door from a panel style door, because with the panel style door there was no way of doing a screen door that functioned conveniently and also had the security door feature. So look, moving around the back of the van, guys, while we're on the tour of the outside, okay, what we're going to cover off now is we've gone to a new modular rear bar from our previous model, the VH. Now with that modular rear bar, what we do on this demonstrator is we're showcasing some of the new toys that we're going to be making available to people, and there's a whole lot more on the drawing board as well. So you've got your spare wheel mounted up nice and high out of the way. You've got your little eyelets up there as well, so you need to get your spare wheel off, just put a little pulley on it and you'll be able to lift your wheel on and off as well. Moving along, we've got a hitch receiver here as well. So with the hitch receiver, you can start, all those things that you find convenient to be able to mount out the back of your vehicle, like bike racks. And I've got a little, platform rack that I use on the back of my car to carry different things around with the kids. Here we've also got the outboard rack here as well. I've only got a 6 horsepower because my son's not old enough to drive a higher powered boat, but he turns 17 soon, so we're going to get the big motor. And no dramas, we've got customers travelling around and going hard with 30 horsepowers on the back of this, no dramas. Again, We've got the nice cutaway rear. So as opposed to a bolt-on rear bar that everybody else uses, that relies on leverage and also U-bolts with, and then you've got vulnerable threads, etc. Also can't handle an impact. This van can. So that is our chassis cross member there, and our chassis rails link into that. And then our chassis rails extend up to the back and onto the rear bar. Super, super strong. The engineering tests of this rear bar are absolutely ridiculous. So should you have a misadventure and you drag your bum or you reverse into a tree or something like that, I'm pretty sure the tree's going to come off second best. You've got handy recovery points on either side, which are also form as a additional gusset for that angle of the chassis extension. You can use some soft shackles and a tree trunk protector or whatever it is, bridle it up to should you get too adventurous and you need to be pulled back, or you've got to pull your mates forward, which is probably most likely going to be the case. Now, this customer's, or this van is actually sold, and it will be going to a customer in the not too distant future, and they've opted for the Raptor coated rear bar as well, which just looks and finishes off this van. It looks sensational. Moving up from there, we've got your rear camera. Rear camera is very handy for keeping an eye on traffic while you're driving in a forward direction. It basically becomes your rear vision mirror while you're driving, and also really handy for reversing and making sure that you're not going to be hitting anything like a tree or another car or whatnot when you're reversing. Amber white light on the back. Again, now moving up to our struts, we use the electric rams. We've got them 2 on the back and 2 on the inside of the van, which I'll show you shortly. They're very well sealed. They've got triple seals on them. And should you ever have a drama with one of these, they're very easily removable with standard tools, okay? We can air freight one out to you, or courier one to you anywhere you want. It's answering that question. I get asked a bit, well, what's the redundancy? Well, we can get one out to you as quickly as possible. You can get your roof up with 3 and put a strut in there to hold it up while you're waiting for one. But in 350 vans, I've had a handful that need to be replaced. So there's no dramas, but I have also engineered redundancy there and a quick fix. Then moving up to our extrusion around the top, we've got the extra seal in the roof that then comes down and partners up with the really strong extrusion around the top of the shell here. That allows you to be able to travel with your blinds open. So if you're heading, you're traveling along and it's just a normal day like today and you're going from camp to camp and it's not really dusty or it's not really raining, there's no dramas with leaving your blinds keep them wound down, and you can drop your roof. And so when you get to your camp, it's easy just to set it up. Your blinds are already wound down. So very, very cool. High vis lights on the back. They've got the cool, progressive blinkers on the back, super bright. Okay guys, as we move from the back of the van around to the side of the van, you'll notice this little box here. That's a little charcoal filter. Behind there we have a 12-volt fan which is constantly pumping air out from your composting toilet compartment in your wet area, your shower area, to make sure that that it's always well ventilated. You don't get any smells on the inside. You'll notice now the taper, and the benefits that gives you is a really good departure angle mixed in with a strong rear bar. It's a really capable off-road unit. I'll have another video where I'll talk to you about the wall strength and also the way that this extrusion works and links in with the subframe and the floor, etc. But that's also extremely strong. There's a lot of vans on the market that are using like molded fiberglass, and it's basically just a curved shell. You hit a branch and it flicks up and hits your sill or something like that, cracks that shell. It's a big repair bill. Here we've got an incredibly strong wall base, and then from there we work up into the sandwich panel composite. We're very, very big supporter of using Raptor. It's an incredible product and it's easily repaired should you have a misadventure. We've got really strong wheel arches blended in there as well. Moving along, we've got your 240 in with the RCD. You've got your instant hot water service and a couple of nice big storage facilities on this side of the van as well. So yeah, really practical and easy to access storage space. Nice and high, so you can really get a lot of gear into that side of the van, and it's very easily accessible at waist height. Again, moving along, we've got the nice big windows like I've mentioned. We've got an offside light which works as amber or white, and then coming along to the front here, we get into the offside engine room, and in our toolbox here, okay, we've got the generator on display. Okay, so the generator fits in nice and easy. And as you can see, we've got the double heavy duty slide. So the generator comes right out from the van. So it's an easy job to be able to lift it as opposed to trying to claw it out of the side of the van. And inside here also, you will see that we've got the air compressor, and we've also got the hydraulic brake pump and the breakaway unit. We've also got some extra valves, manual valves here to be able to inflate your airbags should anything happen, and also an air out so you can air your tyres up and down on the van, making sure that you sort of let your tyres down for the off-road use or the beach use. Again, massive big drawers here to keep all your bits and bobs in. Pole carrier, and as I've mentioned, your caravan ute bed that we call it. For your water filler, that comes in through here into your handy water manifold in your front toolbox, okay? And what that also provides is a nice dust sealed environment for your water inlet, so you're not going to get any bugs in there or any dirt or whatnot. It's also vented through there. Then we've got your handy water manifold in here so you can drain and fill your tanks independently. Your jerry can either side. Our very, very cool toolbox here is a multifunction toolbox. It uses every little nook and cranny of it, so to maximum effect. There's many toolboxes out there which just don't have the logic. They're like a mass-produced box that they don't have that SolidWorks engineering applied to it. Overall, guys, a really, really strong front end. We've got a heavy-duty extrusion on the front here as well. Like I've had the misfortune of hitting a few kangaroos in my adventures, and let me tell you, they are solid units. As much as I tried to avoid them going in front of the vehicle, they kept on going and went into the side of the van. Look, with a heavy-duty, on the toolbox here, it's incredibly strong, and you've got this incredibly strong aluminium extrusion running down the front there to protect you. You'll see that I like to walk the talk and show you that our vans actually step up to the promises that we make. And then also with the front of the van, we've got an aluminium skin over the front of the van as well. So should you have any, stone chips or all that kind of stuff, it's really easy to repair. You can just get your bumper repair guy out to do touch-ups, or you can do them yourself. Some of the things that I haven't done on this run through, because they're available in a more detailed video on YouTube if you go through our catalogue, is talking about the airbag suspension, the disc, we use the use of ventilated disc brakes. The reason we run a 35 offset, not a 0, we run 17s, we run 285s, and you'll have a look at the undercarriage and see how tidy it all is underneath and how it's all really nicely run through the subframe, etc. Again, available in another video. But look, guys, if you've got any questions, please get in touch with our team in the dealership. Love to help you get away on your adventures in a Vision very soon. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the inside, guys. Starting off with the second fridge that you've got. We love the idea that you've got a fridge inside and outside. So for those days where you've got inclement weather and you're hanging out inside to avoid the wind or the bugs or the rain, whichever, or the cold, you can still function completely fine inside, especially with the fridge. But the fridge is also available, easily accessible from the outside. We've got our little engine room down here, which is the inverter, the trimmer controls, and your EnerDrive ePro monitor there to keep an eye on the batteries. Little control panel up here, which has the switches for your water pump and your air compressor and a few things like that, lights, and also your table release. Convenient little overheads up the top here. You can put some items up here once you've parked up. It's nice and handy, as well as a shelf. You've got your synthetic stone bench tops, so super strong and really resistant to damage. Got a nice decent sized stainless steel sink over here as well. So again, you could still put the induction cooktop out, make a cuppa in the morning. Massive big drawers, as we feature right throughout the van in every way. Again, powder coated, nice big double slides, all stainless steel nylock together. All the catches on the inside are the double latching, okay? So even if you do forget to put one in, it'll still keep itself. Huge array of drawers, and these drawers go all the way back, so they're really big in their size, okay? Little cable caddy, taking your solar leads and all of that kind of paraphernalia up to the top of your roof there. Now, covering our blind around the top here, or our skirt, We really have worked incredibly hard to make sure that we have used every square inch of the skirt to provide ventilation and also a wonderful ambience. When you really do the comparison about what we do with our skirt and what others do, you will see the extra length that we have gone to really put the biggest windows in. It's all midgy mesh, okay? It's nice, good quality material that we use. Good quality zippers, etc. And like I touched on earlier, with the roof going up and down, you've got a seal on the extrusion, the heavy duty extrusion up here that then partners down on, mates down onto this one here. So when you put your roof down, you can actually leave these open. But if you're going to be going on really dusty roads, or through a heavy rainstorm or something like that, you're still better to wind them up just to give you that extra level of sealing when the roof is down. But yeah, what we've really focused on here is to give you a really bright, white, airy, open feel. And I think we've done a remarkable job with that. And then also to be able to have a toilet and shower in a 14-foot van is really, really good, and a decent size too. We've got our composting toilet here. We've got a nice little cupboard at the back there that you can keep all your toiletries in the bathroom area. We feature a aluminium tapered base in there into a gutter drain, so your water will always drain away once you've had a shower. It takes you a couple of minutes to wipe it down after a shower, so it's ready for someone to go to the toilet. And again, really, really practical. Okay, again, we use composite throughout in regards to these petitions, etc. And now moving along, guys, we'll move our way to the front of the van and I'll show you some of the features up there. All right, guys, welcome to the front of the van. It was a big walk for me, but here we are. Look, starting from the front of the van, we've got a really lovely taper with the composite front on the van there. This is a full king size mattress. Yes, it is a full king size mattress. It is an incredible pillow top mattress. It is probably one of the most comfortable beds you will ever sleep on in your life, and it is easy to get in and out of. It is just a step up in, so that north-south configuration, which was really important to us, and we achieved it extremely well. Beautiful big windows on either side. I mean, we build these to go to remote places and see some of the most beautiful vistas that are harder to get to for most, right? So on that front, I want to make sure that when you're in the van and you're chilling out, or it's a stinking hot day and you want to turn the AC on and run it off your batteries, etc., that you can still enjoy the view from the outside in air-conditioned luxury during the middle of the day, or when you wake up in the morning, you can have a look at the sun rising out through your windows. One of the big what most people are doing with their hybrids, etc., is doing this gigantic kitchen, which consumes. They build it into the side of the van to put a bench on the inside of the van, and it burns through all of this really usable space. The way ours folds down and runs lengthways across the van to give you really maximum usage of your under awning space outside. It hasn't come at a cost of this really enjoyable cafe dinette seating that you've got here as well. Then again, you've got nice windows at the dinette, which is really convenient. Huge drawers, again, right? You'll see all powder coated aluminium. And because these are all laser cut and folded, we're actually able to go over the wheel arch to make sure we go all the way through to the wall and consume all of that space and make use of it. And the volumetric storage space in a 14-foot is absolutely unrivaled and incredibly strong, not to mention these gigantic drawers that you have here as well, and you've got 6 of them, okay? So people go, where's the table? Well, we've got a really cool electric actuator because it keeps it spring-loaded against there, so it's good for corrugations, but this comes right out and it's super sturdy. It's all powder-coated finished, so, if you spill anything or whatnot, there's no dramas. It's you're typing on your laptop or you're having dinner and cutting your steak. It's really, really sturdy. I see a lot of like tables that are utilised in vans, and they're either timber or they swing around on a pedestal or on a telescopic leg, and they're always in the way, and you're trying to move them out to get around the van all the time. You'll only ever need that when you want to action it out to be used. So it's nice that it tucks away, and again, you've got this lovely big space that you can chill out and hang out. even enough room if you want to have another couple over here and have a game of cards or whatnot. So again, guys, we've got the Sirocco fans, so great ventilation. If you don't want to run the air conditioning, you've got little nooks on either side of the bed up there with a reading light, USBs, and so you can charge your phones and your devices, etc. We've got the rams in the middle of the van, and again, I've touched on this with other run-throughs. The age-old, oh, can't take the boat in the caravan, right? Well, we've changed that, right? We're the only ones on the market that can do a proper tinny on the roof. As you've seen before, we've got the outboard mounted on the back as well. Having the rams in the center means it's really nice and strong and supports the roof extremely well, so you can lift those heavy weights and without any dramas whatsoever. The rams are also on the inside, so they're protected from the elements for these rams especially. So very, very cool on that front, and incredibly strong rams as well. So if you go down to the snow in this van and you've had a big blizzard overnight and you've got a ton full of snow on the roof, no dramas. These rams will hold your roof up without any dramas whatsoever. So that's where we're at with the inside, guys. Now also with really good composite roof. So the insulative properties of a sandwich panel composite is unrivaled. You can't get that with any veneered material like a tin on the roof, and then a timber frame or an aluminium frame with styrofoam in it. A vacuum bonded panel is absolutely the way to go when it comes to insulation. That is also then partnered up with a really strong extrusion all the way around the roof. And then again, that partners down into a really strong extrusion here. So when your roof comes down, and it's incredibly strong bond in regards to the roof and the shell, giving you really solidifying that monocoque construction that we've achieved. You know, you've got your gussets here as well, just to provide that extra level of strength for people who are a little bit more crazy or a little bit more adventurous. And again, they're right over the wheels as well. So very, very strong, and we build them for people to go out and have adventures, but we also build them for the people who might have a misadventure. So you've gone along a track and you've gone through a washout too fast or whatnot. This will stand up to the rigors of that kind of torture out on the roads. Put it this way, my mission has been to build the van way stronger than what your car is. So if you do have a problem, or you feel uncomfortable in your car, or if your car can get through, basically the van can get through. But just again to reinforce the synergy between the most advanced materials available on the market, beautifully finished, beautifully engineered, to work together to create this is absolutely awesome. We're very proud of what we've created, especially that these vans will be around in 30-40 years time. Look guys, there's an important thing that we talk about when we're talking to all the customers that come and make inquiries. Our logic and what drives us forward with all of the Vision range is that our experience has come from big caravans, and we understand the really important things that big van owners want, and that they are must-haves, right? North-south bed, toilet and shower on the inside, kitchen on the inside, fridge on the inside, nice comfortable dinette, you know, beautiful big windows, a lovely ambient feel. All of these are really important things that people enjoy in a big van. And what we've focused on is making sure that when we've compressed it down, we've kept all of the really important features in a compact caravan. What you'll see a lot of the time is in vans that are coming into this space is they're camper trailer people that are trying to get into caravans, and you will see that they're missing some of those critical things like the north-south, or a good toilet shower, or the kitchen inside doesn't function, or they don't have big windows, or there's no windows on the entire side of the van, or they're mounting the awning on the shell of the van, not on the roof. Again, we mount it, we've got such a strong roof, we're able to mount the awning on the roof, and then it comes down with a nice lean, so all the water runs off, you've got a nice air gap, and you can keep all these blinds open, whether it's windy or raining or whatnot. So keep in mind, guys, are they camper trailer guys trying to get into caravans, or clever caravan guys who understand the benefits of a compact caravan? So look, just to also make note of the roof that we've got. it's a full sandwich panel composite roof. We come with the 660 watts of solar standard. This one has the third panel to go to 990. We've got the rooftop air conditioner up there, reverse cycle. That's an option on these vans. You don't have to have it. A lot of people, it's about 50-50 who go with the air conditioning. That runs off your EnerDrive battery management system. I like to have the AC on the roof because it's all one tidy unit, and it does use a sort of a non-used space in this. Yes, we could put possibly more solar up there, but look, 990 is enough. The van does feature an Anderson plug on the front and the back, which goes into the EnerDrive BC-DC. So what we suggest is you actually get a decent solar blanket so you can run it out from the van, because again, me being a redhead, and you can see me out filming today, I'm already sunburnt. We like to park in the shade. So the benefit of being able to run a nice, decent solar blanket out away from the van and capture that sun and add to the charging system is the best way to go. So very cool on that front. And then with the roof, it's got a really strong aluminium extrusion that has a seal in it, like I showed you earlier, that then comes down and mates in with this aluminium extrusion, which is extremely strong. And that then gives you a really tight bond and a really strong linkage between the roof and the shell to really finish off that monocoque construction that we set out to achieve. And then adding things like these aluminium gussets, it's just that over engineering that I always try to achieve. My mission is to make sure that my vans are stronger than your vehicle. So if your car gets through, my vans get through. So again, very, very comfortable inside. To understand that this is a 14-foot van with a north-south king bed, a lovely decent cafe dinette, a perfect table to be able to have a proper meal at and chill out in. You've got a kitchen at the back as well. You've got a fridge freezer inside. You've got a toilet and shower inside. And all of this roof ventilation. These roofs are actually, we've got a customer who's bought one which is 6'8", and he's really chuffed that he actually fits in a van. It's probably the first van he's ever stood in where he hasn't got to hunch over, but the use of rams allows us to get that extra clearance in the roof. And yeah, guys, just a really good space to be. Plenty of ventilation, plenty of light. Yeah.